Alright, now let's add content inside of the collapsible nav item here. We have a communities and we have a button to create the community, which opens up the modal. And we have one nav link that redirects to another page to manage the communities. And then list of the community. It's just a redirect to the community page. You can see this one matches with the item right underneath here, this guy. Somehow internet is a little slow, but let's not worry too much, okay? Here, let's just start with the create community button here. This one is button, not the nav link. We don't have anything at this point, but we have collapsible. Let's go here. Let's open up the app sidebar. We should have all the sidebar menu items here. We have a group and then group content, right? In this component, we have a group and group content component inside here, right? Sidebar group content. So we just need these inside it, right? So what I would do is I'm gonna have a sidebar menu, and then we're gonna have sidebar item. Menu item, sorry. And then here, sidebar, menu, button. I will have two span tag, one for plus icon, and the text inside it, right? So create community. Let's take a look how it's looking for now, okay? Yeah, this is how it's looking. But I found one little weird thing. It's not taking full width of the collapsible content. What it means, we need to fix this guy. Yeah, we found the bug, right? Sidebar menu button here. I'm gonna keep the width full. Let's take a look now. Then it should take full width, right? Looking good. Is it similar? Yeah, I think I can live with that. So then let's create this nav link, right? I'm gonna have very similar to, let's close this one here, okay? So here we already have nav menu, right? So what it means, we just need these guys, okay? So here, I'm gonna copy paste right underneath of the menu item here. Yeah, of course, we don't have these yet, so I'm gonna just delete them. But app sidebar menu button needs certain items that we need to pass, right? So we need to pass title, manage, communities. And then URL, I'm gonna give communities. And then let's give the icon that is to have this look. Let's go to hero icon, okay? I'm gonna search settings. Yeah, maybe this one is closer, so I'll go with this one, okay? So let's create this file. Open up the navigation, and then inside of the icons folder, I'm gonna have settings, outline, TSX, RFC, settings, outline, and then I'm gonna copy the JSX, right? And then paste right here, looking good. But of course, we want to have some class name to be overwritten, right? So I'm gonna give that. And then we make sure to receive the prop accordingly, right? So here, yeah, looking good. Settings outline is done. What it means, we need a solid. So I'm gonna have solid. Then change the name to solid. And then let's replace the SVG here, copy and paste. Maybe this much, and then this one cut, and then remove the rest, right? And then save, replace. Okay, so looking good. Then we got two icons to be used for this. So here, icon needed to be the setting outline. When it's selected, I'm gonna have the solid icon, okay? So here, settings, solid. Yeah, let me just quickly take a look. Here, let's open up. Yeah, I got it. Somehow something is a little bit off, right? Take a look. This one is leaning towards to the left. I don't know why that happens. We can figure that out. Yeah, I think, oh, now I see. If you take a look, span tag needed to take 32 by 32, right? But this one isn't. Let's quickly fix it. So here in the span tag, I'm gonna give the class name size 8, which is 32 by 32. And then make sure we need to get the item to the center and just define center. This should fix, but let's check. Yeah, look like it's just centered now. Let me just quickly confirm. Yeah, 32. Yeah, I think they're lining up, right? Hopefully, if my eyes are not correct, please leave comment down below. This one is working, right? Communities, but we don't have a page yet. That is totally fine now. I think that this one is pretty good already. So then now let's try to create this nav item list here. This one is specifically for communities, right? It looks very similar to other nav items, but I would say this one is very different ones. So I'm gonna create new components for this, okay? Let's go. So here, maybe we can fold it to make it a little bit more readable. Then underneath, I'm gonna create one more component that is community nav items. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna create this component. Okay. So from now on, this one is a specific to feature now, right? It's not generic sidebar anymore, right? This one also, this one needed to be specific to communities, right? This one is to create the community. So what I would do is creating some folders. In the root directory, I'm gonna have features and communities and slash components. And then inside of this communities folder, I'm gonna have like actions and schema and all different kinds in the feature. But for now, I'm just gonna have the React component inside, okay? So here, and then I'm gonna create the community nav items.tsx. Okay, so looking good. Let's create the component community nav items. Yeah, here, looking good. Then let's save it to import. Okay, looking good. Then we can start the coding inside here. So here, what I would do is we need to have some nav items, right? So let's create a mock communities here, and then it's going to be an array. Inside array, we're going to have some data for community. So what data do we need? We can just easily figure it out here, right? So data that we need is avatar and the name of the community, and then if it's a favorite or not. Also, we have default avatar that is provided by Reddit. And then we need a URL, right? So that we can redirect to the page, right? So I think the community name matches with the URL, I guess. Let me just quickly confirm. Let's click the other one too. Announcement, our announcements. Okay, it looks like it's matching, but I'm gonna keep it separate just in case we need to change it in the future. Okay, so let's try to have our maybe Bartinho, which is my channel name, and then URL that matches with the title. Yeah, and then what else? We need avatar, right? Avatar and then is favorite. So avatar for now, empty string, and then is favorite, which is boolean. I'm gonna just keep the false for now. And what else? We can favorite. I'm not sure if I can change this color. So edit. Let me see if there's a way that I can change the color. Icon, key color, custom color. Let's change it to red and then see. Okay. So save and then refresh. Hopefully. Yeah, this one can be changed, right? So let's have the default avatar color. So what I would do here is I'm gonna have color too. Maybe I'm gonna keep the red for now. What else? I think this is good, right? So yeah, if we need more, we can add more later. I'm gonna just copy and paste and then have one more here. Some random here. And then avatar, maybe I might get one avatar image from somewhere else in the future. For now here, blue color. And then this one is my favorite. Okay, looking good. Then we are gonna iterate this to render these items. So I'm gonna have mod community dot map and then item to have JSX, right? What JSX do we need? Let's quickly check the app sidebar here. We need sidebar menu first, right? So I'm gonna have sidebar menu and then app sidebar menu button, I believe. but I might not use this guy. I'm gonna create brand new. I know there are some similar code will be existing in the new component, but I'll be just push forward that. Okay, so here sidebar menu item, and then we make sure to have the key that is item.id, right? ID is always unique identifier, and then inside here I'll be just creating from scratch for now. Okay, so here let's quickly check. We need avatar and the title, and then is favorite. Okay, so let me just quickly inspect avatar and then that. Oh, I see. So we have a button inside of the button. This is not very good user experience because user can misclick it, right? Like this, and then end up being it does something that user doesn't want to do, right? Yeah, if you misclick it, it happens, right? Yeah, but it is what it is. It's already done. I will do as similar as possible. Then now let's try. So here I'm gonna wrap with the button sidebar menu button. Inside here I'm gonna have link from next to link, and then let's make sure to pass the style to link, and then I'm gonna give the href that is item.url. Okay, so here, and then we're gonna have avatar component. The next one is just a span tag with the name, which is item.title, I guess, right? Here, avatar, we need to add more stuff here. So we're gonna have avatar image from component to UI. Here, let's try to give the avatar image here. So item.avatar, and then alt text will be temporary little. I'm gonna say item.title community avatar. Yeah, let's leave it this way. I think this will do the job. And then we also need to have some fallback, right? So avatar fallback from component to UI. We don't have it yet, but I might just get this guy from our DOM here. So what I would do is getting the SVG, I will just copy the whole thing, okay? So copy element, and then I'm gonna create SVG and then see what is gonna happen, okay? So here, I'm gonna go to public folder and then default. You know what? Let's create the component. Sorry, my bad. I don't want to have an image tag here and then import the SVG. I'd rather just have one component that does everything. Okay, so here, default community avatar.tsx. Let's create a default community avatar. Here, I'm gonna just paste the whole thing. Then let's remove this illegal syntax. This one is for HTML, not JSX, right? So I'm gonna delete that. And then let's find all the illegal syntax here. Let's delete this guy. And then we have more here too. Let's delete them all. Okay, I think we have removed everything. It has a fill, current color, and then height, width, 32 pixels. This is what we want. I'll be importing this guy to, yeah, this one is component, remember, not the icon, okay? Then let's take a look. Oh, default avatar is showing up already. Looking good, looking good. So let's go home. Yeah, I love it, I love it. Then let's try to give some color, right? So here what I would do is maybe, should we give it a style? Let me check if this is gonna work, okay? Yeah, it takes a style too. Let's try to give it here, okay? So color, red. Let me see. Yeah, it does. Okay, awesome. Then we don't need any additional JSX text. We can just pass it right here. Then what it means, color, item, color. Let's see. Oh, looking good, looking good. This one is already very, very good, right? I love it. We also needed to have is favorite property rendered. So what I will do is inside of the link here, I'm gonna have one div tag. And then here, let's give the class name to align center horizontally. We give the gap to, yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, currently it's the same, which is good. And then now let's try to give one button for easy favors here. I'm gonna say is favorite for now, and then see how it's looking. Yeah, it's looking like that. Okay, awesome. This is what we want. But we need to give the justify between here. So in the button, I'm gonna give the class name justify between. Let's take a look. Yeah, looking good. And then this button should not be this, right? It gotta be the icon, right? So if you take a look here, it's an icon, right? Icon that becomes a solid and outline, right? And then also this button is a full round, right? I'm sure this button is the same as this guy, right? Let me quickly check. Size is 32 by 32. Let me see. Oh, here. Button plain variant and the button size is small. Okay, so looking good. Then we can use it, right? We already have the button variant, right? So variant to be plain and the size to be small. But I don't think we have a small style yet. And then we also say is icon, right? So that it's going to be full round, right? So let's take a look how it's looking. Yeah. Somehow style is not working because we don't have small size CSS style ready, right? So we needed to update it. Before we do that, let's go to get some icon first. So here, let's go to hero icons, star maybe. Yeah, let's use this one, right? It has outline and then solid. So I'm gonna go to my icons folder, copy paste. Here, I'm gonna have star outline. Let's change the name star, right? And then let's get the icon JSX and then paste right here. Cut this guy and then remove the rest, right? Save, replace, save. Okay, awesome. And then I'm gonna just copy paste to make the solid, right? Solid. And then change the title here. Solid. Yeah, looking good. And then let's get the JSX right here. Got it. Paste here and then cut, delete the rest, save, and then replace. Okay, so we got two icons now. Let me just shut these down. I don't think we need it. Shut down, shut down. Yeah, shut down. Yeah, this one we need it here. So here we need to render dynamically, right? So here I'm gonna say the item dot is favorite. Then I'm gonna render star solid. Okay. Other one is star outline, right? Yeah. Hopefully this will do the job. Yeah, looking good, right? So one is favorite and the one is not. Let's look at the size. This one is smaller, right? Let's try to measure. I cannot get exactly the same size, but try to make it similar as possible, okay? So this one is somewhere around, okay, 16 by 16, right? And then let me just quickly check. This one is 24 by 24. Okay, so it's so much bigger. What it means, I need to give the class name here. So class name, if you want, you can give the class name here to override. I would say button SVG, the size to be 4, maybe. Let's give it a shot if it's gonna work. Oh yeah, it's working. Oh, sorry. Size for it is too small, right? Yeah, very small. Let's give maybe 5 to see. Yeah, 5 is good. Yeah, sidewise is good, but this stroke size is different, right? So I'm gonna go to outline one and then change the stroke size. So what I would do is I'm gonna give the class name stroke maybe 1 and then see how it's looking. Yeah, it's okay, right? Now it's a lot similar, right? Yeah, looking good, looking good. Then now let's jumping into the button and then add the styling now, okay? So here in the button, let's try to fix them all. This one was the reusable component that we created a long time ago. As you can see, the small size class names are empty. Somewhat we need to handle that. And then we have each icon attribute that does something here, right? When it's icon, then we give that. But this one, we don't need it here. This one is specific to this guy. Because size 10 needed to be for medium size only. Small size, we need to go with the 32 pixel, if I remember correctly. Let's quickly check again. Small size. Yeah, 32 by 32, right? What I meant, we need to change it here. So it's good to go here. And then even this one, data shape circle, px0. This one, I will just go to the general styling here. I can just give the CN here. Just a second. CN, and then I'm gonna give right here. Yeah, so that we can find it a little bit easier, more readable. Looking good. Then let's give the styling, okay? H8, if it's not is icon, then we're gonna do that. And then we are gonna have maybe, I don't know, 3 for now. And then rounded full. Oh, this one, I think we can move it to general too, right here. Let's remove it. This one is important. This one gonna be staying here. Maybe I can keep the CN here too, so that we can separate it, right? CN. And then comma, keep that. Okay, looking good. And then I'm gonna do exactly the same here, right? Here, CN. And then remove the unnecessary spacing. Let's do exactly the same, but it's going to be size 8. Okay. Just for the reminder, what it does is when the data shape is a circle, then we're gonna make it width and height both 32 pixel, not just height only, right? Because the icon needed to have a square ratio, not rectangle. What it means, we don't need this guy. I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, looking good. And then what it means, we need this prop, but we're not gonna pass it here, right? But we need to declare prop separately. So here, I'm gonna give the n is icon. It's going to be a boolean. Make it optional. By default, let's make it false. Okay, this one is good. So then let's take a look if it's gonna work, right? I'm not sure. We wrote quite a bit of code. Hopefully it's gonna work. Okay, nice. So this one is working now, right? But of course, there are some problems to solve. Take a look. It's causing the problem now. What it means, we somehow needed to prevent the default. In this case, we are using the button inside of the anchor tag. Let's just try to prevent the bubble up first, if it's gonna work. But chances are we need to prevent the default behavior of anchor tag, which is redirecting user to new URL. Then what it means, we need to convert this guy into client component, right? Maybe let's create new component. Okay, so here community, so that we don't need to convert the whole component into client component, right? So here maybe community favorite button.tsx, RFC community favorite button. Oops, sorry, this gotta be uppercased, right? Looking good. And then I'm gonna cut the whole thing here and then paste right here. Okay, we don't have easy favorite. There are some information that we need to receive from parent. Don't worry, we're gonna get that. Here, type prompts is a favorite to be boolean here. This one I'm gonna mark it as optional. Sometimes we don't need to pass it. So here, and then I'm gonna say is a favorite. And what it means, we can remove this item, and then by default, I'm gonna mark it as a false. Yeah, everything is looking good. This guy, now, it's gonna use the event, right? We're gonna have on click. For now, I'm gonna just leave it this way. When we are using the event for user interaction, then we must convert it to the client component. Use a client directive here. And then let's import it, right? So here, community favorite button. We need to pass is favorite, pass item dot is favorite. Okay, looking good. Let me just quickly take a look. Yeah, still nothing changed, right? Somehow we need to prevent the event is bubbling up. So let's go to community favorite here. I'm gonna accept the event here, and then event dot stop propagation. If it's not working, I need to find alternative solution. Okay, so here, yeah, bubbling up doesn't prevent, right? So then in this case, let's prevent the default, right? Because we're using the anchor tag, right? Not the button. Oh, now it's working. Awesome. This is what I want exactly. And then to increase user interaction a little bit better, I'm gonna use the state as well here. So use state, it's gonna hold the boolean, initially false. Const, I'm gonna say is a favorite, and the set is favorite. So here I'm gonna replace it, right? We're using state, and then when this button is clicked, I'm gonna do set is favorite. Previous state should be negative state, right? When it's true, then it becomes false. When it's false, it becomes true, right? So looking good. And then pass right here. Okay, so let's quickly check if it's good. Okay, so here now, look at that. I can change it now, right? And then here I'm gonna leave a comment, right? Server action, right? Later we need to store this data into our database later. And then I'm gonna cut this guy and then create separate handler for this. Const handle click and then paste this guy to here. And then this one is complaining because this one is any, right? This guy sends you the mouse event that is for HTML button element, right? So we can say mouse event from React, right? This one is not native event. This one gonna be synthetic event that is created by React on top of native event, right? So here, HTML button element. Okay, looking good. Then this component is pretty good right now. So yeah, looking good, looking good. I have no problem. So it goes here. Somehow it's having some issue, right? But we're gonna fix it later. Okay. Yeah, it just keeps on adding. We need to figure that out how we're gonna handle that. Okay. We have just small error. Let's see what it means by that. Sidebar menu item, mark item. What does it say? With the same key, 0, right? So we have some issue with the duplicating key. Here, we probably have it. Yeah, as you can see, our ID is the same. Then this error will be gone. And then also, we want to test avatar image too, right? So let's go to maybe some image, avatar image. And then I'm just gonna copy some random image here, okay? Maybe let's choose this guy for now. Copy image address and then go to code base and then give it right here and then see if it's gonna work. Okay, so here I'm gonna refresh, take a look. Oh, look at that, it works. Awesome, great. This one is working. What else? Let's do one last check, right? This code becomes a little bit bigger, right? So I'm gonna just try to refactor a little bit. Sidebar group is here, separator here. And the collapsible, we have sidebar menu button here. This one is specific to community. So what I would do is I'm gonna create a separate component for this, okay? So here in the feature component, let me just fold this one. I'm gonna have community create.tsx, RFC community create. Yeah, and then inside of the, oops, I think I shut down too much. Let me shut down this one. The app sidebar, right? I'm gonna cut this guy and then paste into create community here. Yeah, just a small refactoring. Yeah, this one I'm gonna, do it a little bit later here. And then I'm gonna do community create. Okay, so awesome. This one is a little less. This one gotta be here, right? This one is something that I cannot do. So one item, fold, and the CommunityNavItems here. Yeah, I think this one is pretty manageable. Yeah, decent size. Then once we have done these, maybe I'll try to go in here and then see if I can break the component. Okay. Yeah, this one is good, I will say. Later we can break this one, this component into smaller one. But let's leave it. Okay, I think another thing that I want to try is destructuring, because this one is a little too much. ID, title, URL, and then avatar, color is favorite. Then I'm gonna select all items here. Oops, item, comment D, this one should not delete. Yeah, just to make sure you select the right thing, right? So, and then delete them here. Okay, so then he's safe. Yeah, a little less code, right? Okay, I think this one is good. Yeah, let's wrap this one up. I think this one is good. So I'm going to make a quick commit and then continue in the next video, okay? So here, git add, git commit, add community nav items UI. Thank you.